Welcome back to Ellibelle Yoga with Janice. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to do a morning practice. It's a bit fresh here in Adelaide this morning, feeling a little bit stiff, so that was the inspiration for doing a short morning practice just to improve our mobility and get rid of those aches and pains. We're going to start an easy pose, just cross-legged. If you find that really uncomfortable, you bring the legs out in front of you. Just resting the hands on the knees. Begin to lengthen through the spine. Tuck in that chin slightly. Start to focus on deepening that breathing. Drawing the breath all the way down into the tummy. Well done. Inhale the arms up. Stretching tall, interlace the fingers. Just take a couple of breaths here, keeping the spine long. On your next exhale, flip the hands and bring them down to shoulder height and arch the back. So we're curving the spine, tucking the chin. Inhale, lengthen up. You might add a little back bend here. Exhale into that seated cat stretch. Inhale up. Exhale, cat stretch. One more. Well done. Release the hands. Coming over into tabletop, all fours. Spread the fingers, hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. Inhale, drop the tummy, lift the head and the tailbone. Exhale, into the cat stretch, so tuck the chin and the tailbone in towards each other. Lifting out of the shoulders. Inhale, cow stretch. If you want to add any more gentle movements in here, please do. You might shift your weight forwards or backwards. Just seeing where you need that stretch most or that mobility the most. Just follow your breath in your own time. One more cycle. Well done, and release. Okay, staying in tabletop, I want you to extend the right foot back. Just find your stability here. Engaging through the core, pushing up out of the shoulders, so we're not letting the shoulder blades shrug upwards, pushing away from the ground. On your next inhale, lift that right leg. Now don't worry if you can't get it up in line with your body, just lift it where you can. And we're flexing that right foot. On On your next exhale, you're going to sweep that knee, that back knee through. And we're going to curl up into a crunch. And inhale, reach the leg back out, flex the foot. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, draw it through, crunch. Really squeeze your tummy here. Follow your breath, inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Now if you want to make this a little bit more challenging, you can add the opposite arm. As you exhale, you squeeze the elbow to the knee. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, squeeze. And release. Well done, good job. Just reset. Extend that left leg out behind. Find your balance, spread those fingers. Inhale, flex the foot. Exhale, curl it in, crunch. Inhale, lift, extend. Keep pushing away from the mat with the hands. Exhale, curl it in, crunch. Extend. Lengthen the spine when you're extended. Curl and crunch. Extend. Following your own breath now. Remember, if you want to increase the challenge, extend the opposite arm. And as you exhale, elbow to knee. They don't need to touch. You're just drawing them in towards each other. Lengthen, crunch. One more. And release, well done. Okay, remaining in tabletop. We're going to inhale the right arm up, just as far as you can. And exhale, thread the needles. We take that right arm through the gap between the left arm and the left leg. And we bring the shoulder down to the floor. Now play around with that left arm and find where it feels good for you. Really try and breathe into that rib area, especially around the sides and the back. Expanding through the chest and the back. You might shift your weight a little bit here to find where you need it most. Remember, you can always use props here to bring you up a little bit higher if you can't quite meet the floor. Use a folded blanket or a cushion. On your next inhale, bringing the arm back up to the sky. And exhale, release. Let's change sides. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, thread the needle through the gap. Bring the shoulder and the ear down to the floor. Then find the position for your right hand. See what feels good. Where do you need the support? And shift around the weight of your hips until you find that sweet spot where you really need it. Breathing all the way through the ribs, expanding all four sides. Filling the tummy. done. On your next inhale, coming back up, reaching up to the sky, and release. Well done. Take the hands out in front slightly. Now remember, if you've got high blood pressure, you can come back into Balasana, child's pose. Otherwise, we're going to go into downward dog, tucking the toes, lifting up and back. We're going to pedal out just for that first one this morning. Just do any movements that feel good here. But loosen up any tightness. And when you're ready, find some stillness. Bend the knees, walk the feet towards the hands. We're going to keep the feet either hip width or slightly wider than hip width. Now remember, anyone with high blood pressure, you need to keep that head in line with the chest. So you're going to remain in line. Otherwise, as you exhale, completely release. Keep a bend in your knees. And fill your chest, fill your tummy. And the deeper you breathe and the greater you exhale, the more you're going to feel that tension in the upper body release. Well done. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten the legs, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. And inhale, sweep the arms up to standing. Bring your feet to hip width now. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release the hands, palms facing forward into mountain pose. Spread the toes. Feel your connection with the ground. Drawing up the energy from the earth. Lengthen through the spine, draw those shoulders back. Feel the strength here in this pose. Tadasana, mountain pose. Well done. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant the hands, step back. We're going to go straight into downward dog, so shift the weight back. Again, if you need to pedal out here, please do. Lengthening through the spine, lifting the tailbone towards the sky. Bending the knees, down to the ground. Well done. Just coming up, we're going to take a seat. Lengthening the legs out in front, keeping a bend in the knees. Inhale the arms up. As you exhale, sweep the body forwards, keeping the spine lengthened. Shoulders drawing back. Every time you inhale, lengthen through the spine, draw the shoulders back. And as you exhale, just see if you can encourage the upper body to sink a little bit lower without collapsing through the spine. So lengthen and release. Keep those feet active and engaged, working the legs here as well, helping us stabilize. Inhale the arms up and release. Straighten the legs out as much as you can. Take the right foot and tuck it in towards the body. Place the right hand behind the bottom. Inhale the left up. And as you exhale, either hug or bring the elbow in front. Just see how you're feeling this morning. You might be a little bit tighter, so the hug might be a better option. We're keeping the left foot engaged. Just really active stretch. Lengthen on your inhale. And see if you can just push a little bit further into it. Now try and use your core to increase the twist rather than using your arms. Okay, so this comes from your center. Inhale, extend. Exhale. A little bit further in if you can. Keep that breathing nice and deep here. So remember, if it feels comfortable, you can take your gaze back towards your shoulder. If that doesn't feel comfortable, just keep the head neutral. And exhale, release. Well done. Let's change sides. Left hand by the bottom, right hand inhales up. Exhale, either hug or pop that elbow on the outside of the knee. Keeping the right foot flexed, toes up. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, tuck that chin slightly. Exhale, use the core to take you a little bit deeper. And remember, you might take that gaze backwards. Just adjust if you need to. Well done. On your next exhale, release. We're going to plant the feet on the floor with the knees bent. And we're going to roll down onto our mats. Arms come out in front. We tuck the chin, lengthening through the spine. Then we begin to arch and roll down. Try and do this as slowly as possible. It's going to feel a little bit stiff if you're doing this in the morning. Well done. Give those knees a nice hug in. Now just to help with some mobility through the spine, we're going to do some rock and rolls. So we're working along the length of our spine. Now, for years and years I struggled to do this because I've got quite a bony spine. If you need to fold a towel or a blanket up and just put it across your mat, just to give you a little bit of extra padding, please do so. If you've got quite a nice thick mat, you should be okay. And we're just going to rock and roll. Now you can do this slowly. You can do it a little bit quicker. So you need to make sure that you're curving the spine here. If you do it on a flat back, you'll just kind of slap the floor. Whereas if you curve the spine, you can roll back and roll straight back up. 2 more. Well done. And then we're going to lower back down to the ground, nice and slow. Try and keep the feet engaged with the floor if you can. Well done. Bring the heels close to the bottom. Bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall out to the side. This time, instead of just letting them fall, we're going to keep this nice and active. So I want you to use the outer thigh and the hip muscles to really draw your knees down. So it's almost like you're trying to push your tailbone upwards. You draw down the knees. You might find that they don't actually move a huge amount, but you will feel the muscles contracting. Remember to breathe. Well done. Inhale the knees back together. Hug the knees in. And then extend the legs up towards the sky. Now you don't need to have them completely straight, just as straight as you can. And if you do have a blanket, even a block, a pillow, you might want to just pop it under that tailbone at the bottom, and that will just elevate your hips slightly, and it makes it a little bit easier to hold your legs up. Flex the feet so you're pushing the heels up and the toes are pulling down towards your face. Just letting all of that blood circulate. Our poor feet spend a lot of time on the ground. This is a really good energizing asana or pose. Well done. Hug the knees in. Gentle rock side to side, massaging through the lower back. Extend the legs out for Shavasana. Tuck the shoulder blades down and away from the ears. Hands slightly away from the body. Just reposition until you're in a comfortable place. Close your eyes. Be grateful to yourself for doing this morning practice today. excellent way to start your day. Be grateful for the new day that has begun. And you might choose to set an intention for your day, or you might say an affirmation to yourself. Maybe I am grateful. Being grateful and thankful have a hugely positive effect on our mind and body. So you choose how to end your practice today. If you would like to remain here for a while longer, please do. Remember to keep repeating your intention or your affirmation to yourself throughout the day. Checking in with yourself. Being accountable. If you're ready to finish your practice, start to bring some movement back into the hands and feet, the spine. And when you're ready, turning over onto your side. Leave your own time, coming up to easy pose. Cross-legged, if that's comfortable for you. Just resting, hands on the knees for a couple of breath cycles. Still lengthening through the spine. Continue your intention or affirmation. Well done. Bring the hands to heart center. Let's seal our practice with a deep cleansing breath and exhale through the mouth. Bring the hands to the third eye and the forehead. Take a bow. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know I'm feeling a little bit less tense and stiff from a good night's sleep. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you have any questions or comments, please just post them either on the Facebook group or on the YouTube channel and I will get back to you. Thank you so much.